Have you ever looked around your kitchen or medicine cabinet and wondered if a solution to your most nagging health concerns could already be hiding in plain sight? After more than 3 decades in integrative medicine, I've learned a simple yet profound truth. Some of the most powerful remedies aren't new drugs or fancy supplements. They're humble, time-tested, and often right under your nose. What I'm about to share isn't hype or theory. It's rooted in generational wisdom and increasingly supported by emerging science. The combination of castor oil and baking soda, simple ingredients we all likely already have, is quietly transforming lives by gently supporting the body from the inside out. This isn't speculation. I've witnessed it working in my patients and in my own family. Across many health concerns, joint pain, digestion struggles, disrupted sleep, prostate issues, circulation problems, hair thinning, and more. This duo shows a remarkable ability to help the body restore balance and resiliency. It's not magic, it's consistency, intention, and trust in the body's innate wisdom. Let's begin by addressing a struggle many men face as they age: prostate discomfort. Picture this: easy, uninterrupted sleep gradually replaced by trips to the bathroom, a weaker urine stream, and that constant sense of not quite being empty. At first, it's mild, easy to dismiss, but over time, it wears you down. Tiredness, poor focus, a sense of lost peace. Chronic inflammation and sluggish lymphatic flow around the prostate frequently underlie these symptoms. As we age, our capacity to regulate inflammation falters, and our ability to flush out cellular waste slows, which affects tissue balance and hormonal rhythm. Medications are often prescribed, alpha blockers or 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, but they can bring side effects: dizziness, low libido, or brain fog. That's why some men are turning to a simpler, gentler approach: castor oil packs enhanced with baking soda. Castor oil contains ricinoleic acid, a compound that penetrates soft tissue, promotes circulation, and stimulates lymph drainage. Baking soda brings its own anti-inflammatory and pH-balancing benefits. Together, when applied as a warm pack to the lower abdomen, they support the body's natural healing without the downsides of pharmaceutical treatments. Let me share an example. A retired man in his early 70s had become accustomed to frequent nighttime awakenings. Medications left him feeling foggy and drained. His daughter, a nurse, suggested castor oil packs on his abdomen, 3 nights per week, covered with plastic and a heating pad. Within a few weeks, he began sleeping more deeply. By the end of 3 months, the urgency had markedly decreased. He wasn't cured, but he'd regained restful nights and clear mornings. That momentum was enough for him to start feeling like himself again. Now consider another concern many notice quietly as they age: thinning hair. It starts subtly, more strands in the brush, a receding hairline slowly becoming more visible. For many, especially men, this feels like one more reminder of decline. One culprit often involved is DHT, a strong form of testosterone that shrinks hair follicles over time. Standard treatments like finasteride or minoxidil target DHT, but they often bring unwelcome side effects: sexual dysfunction, scalp irritation, mood changes. Here too, castor oil offers a gentler path. It's rich in ricinoleic acid, vitamin E, and omega-9 fatty acids, all of which support scalp health, nourish follicles, and promote circulation. Even more intriguingly, it may mildly inhibit the enzyme responsible for converting testosterone into DHT, thereby supporting follicle integrity. When massaged into the scalp just a couple of times a week, sometimes combined with rosemary essential oil, many report less shedding and early signs of thickening. Take one man in his late 60s, a former postal worker who had quietly accepted thinning at his temples. Skeptical at first, he began twice-weekly scalp massages with warm castor oil. By the 5th week, he noticed less hair loss. By 3 months, even his barber commented, "Don't stop. Something's working." It wasn't overnight, but the change was real, gradual, and empowering. He was gaining more than hair. He was reclaiming confidence. Next, let's explore a common challenge that many face but rarely acknowledge openly: joint pain. It often begins with mild stiffness in the morning or after sitting, then slowly progresses. Climbing stairs becomes taxing. Hobbies require effort. Simple movements feel restricted. Over-the-counter painkillers may provide solace, but they can cause digestive issues, liver strain, or dependence. Prescription options can work, but sometimes cloud the mind or overwhelm the body. Yet again, castor oil comes forward as a gentle ally. This time, it's applied topically to sore joints, using warm packs or gentle massage. Ricinoleic acid delivers anti-inflammatory action and stimulates circulation. When paired with a warm compress, the oil not only penetrates more deeply, but also relaxes tissues, eases stiffness, and encourages improved mobility. One retired carpenter, now in his mid-70s, had resigned himself to a life of aching knees and shoulders. His breakthrough came when he started applying warm castor oil packs daily, scaling back reliance on pills. After around 3 weeks, he noticed a significant shift. Mornings were less painful, walking regained ease, and daily life became pleasurable again. He described it as momentum, the steady, sure momentum that leads to healing without side effects. Now, let's turn inward, toward digestion. Many people experience bloating, irregularity, the heavy feeling after meals, or unpredictable bathroom habits. Fiber, water, over-the-counter laxatives. They may help temporarily, but sometimes they crash the system in unwanted ways. Dehydration, cramping, dependency, or rebound constipation. The digestive system, especially as we age, needs rhythm, not forcefulness. Castor oil, when consumed in a small, controlled dose or applied externally to the abdomen, gently stimulates peristalsis, the natural wave-like motion that moves food and waste through the digestive tract. Its ricinoleic acid binds to specific gut-lining receptors, prompting these muscular contractions. More importantly, it doesn't force the system. It supports the body's natural rhythm. One woman in her early 70s had struggled with chronic bloating and unpredictable digestion. Probiotics, herbal teas, laxatives, they didn't provide lasting ease. Then she tried a teaspoon of food-grade castor oil in warm lemon water once or twice a week. Within weeks, digestion became reliable and gentle. She later began using external castor oil packs on her abdomen during quiet evenings, which added comfort and peace. She described it as "my quiet time" for the gut and the mind. This brings up the powerful connection between the gut and overall well-being. When digestion is strong, inflammation reduces, energy levels rise, mood stabilizes, mental clarity follows. Given that digestive health influences every other body system, supporting it can ripple outward in profound ways. Circulation and skin health often feel like separate concerns, but they're tightly linked. Many people, especially as they age, experience cold hands or feet, heaviness in the legs, dry or dull skin. These are telltale signs of sluggish blood flow. With circulation, every system suffers. Muscles feel tired, organs receive less nourishment, and toxins build up slowly. Skin, being the body's largest organ, shows these deficits quickly. Dryness, dull tone, thinning texture. Castor oil again steps in. Ricinoleic acid's vasoactive qualities help dilate blood vessels, increasing circulation and enhancing nutrient and oxygen delivery. Lymphatic flow is supported, aiding detox and reducing swelling. One woman in her mid-70s had stopped gardening because of leg discomfort and swelling. She began nightly foot and calf massages with warm castor oil, followed by a wrap. Within a few weeks, swelling eased. Her legs felt lighter. Her skin regained glow. It wasn't dramatic, but it was real and deeply gratifying. Now let's turn to something subtle yet profound. How this practice may support restful sleep and a calmer nervous system. Many adults lie awake at night with racing thoughts, tension, anxiety. Sleep becomes elusive, and days fill with fatigue and fog. Prescribed sleep aids might help temporarily, but often at a cost. Morning grogginess, dependency, confusion, falls. Here's where castor oil's true magic shows. It can support vagus nerve stimulation, activating the body's natural rest and digest mode. Gently massaging warm oil into the abdomen or chest encourages relaxation signaling. It's not sedating, it's reassuring. One woman in her late 70s, struggling with fragmented sleep for months, began a nightly ritual. Warm castor oil, gentle chest and belly massage, deep breathing. Within minutes, her body softened. Within weeks, she slept deeply and peacefully. It wasn't chemical sedation. It was earned rest. Emerging science supports this. Vagal activation reduces cortisol, calms the nervous system, and enhances restorative sleep. It's the quiet pathway to emotional equilibrium and physical ease, achieved through intention, warmth, and consistency. At this point, you may wonder, is this too simple to work? Didn't science debunk folk remedies? The answer is no. The wisdom of generations holds a key. With each research project on inflammation, lymph flow, circulation, hormonal balance, and vagal tone, evidence grows that these modest tools activate pathways that impact multiple systems. Healing doesn't always arrive in pill form. It sometimes begins with a warm cloth, a few drops of oil, and a decision to nurture the body's own intelligence. By now, you may be asking, how do I get started? That's coming in part 2. You'll receive clear, easy-to-follow instructions for how to make castor oil packs, dosing ideas, safety tips, modifications for specific concerns, and more. You'll also hear stories from everyday people who've incorporated this simple ritual into their lives and quietly changed them. For now, give yourself space to reflect on how rarely we search the low shelves of our cabinets for healing solutions. Sometimes the most powerful remedies require no prescription. Sometimes they simply require a return to attention, ritual, and consistency. Perhaps the greatest medicine is not what we've added, but what we've remembered. So you've learned the power of castor oil and baking soda, the simplicity, the consistency, the impact. Now, let's dive deeper. In this second half, you'll discover how to put this into practice. We'll cover clear step-by-step applications for different areas of the body, adaptations for various age groups and conditions, and the mindset shift that turns routine into ritual. Because healing doesn't just come from what you do, it comes from how you do it. Let's start with the practical application for prostate support, where many have seen dramatic improvements. To create a compress, take a soft, clean cloth, cotton flannel works best, and soak it in warm castor oil. Wring out the excess and place it over the lower abdomen, just below the belly button. Cover this with plastic wrap to contain the oil and heat, then place a hot water bottle or heating pad on top. Rest like this for 45–60 minutes, ideally before bedtime. For added support, dissolve half a teaspoon of baking soda in warm water and sip it 30 minutes beforehand to help reduce systemic acidity and inflammation. Repeat this 2 or 3 nights per week. After a few weeks, many men report fewer nighttime bathroom trips, deeper sleep, and improved clarity during the day. If your goal is to support hair regrowth, castor oil becomes part of a nourishing scalp massage. Warm a tablespoon of cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil in your hands and gently massage it into your scalp using circular motions. Focus on the temples, crown, and hairline. You can add a few drops of rosemary or peppermint essential oil to boost circulation. Leave the oil in overnight. Use an old towel on your pillow to avoid staining. Rinse it out in the morning with a gentle shampoo. Do this 2 to 3 times a week. Some prefer using a derma roller first to open up the scalp slightly and enhance absorption. With regular use over 8 to 12 weeks, many begin to notice stronger hair strands, reduced shedding, and healthier scalp texture. For joint pain, the same compress method applies, except this time you're placing the oil-soaked cloth over knees, shoulders, or lower back. Always warm the oil slightly before applying. Cover the area with a towel or plastic. Add a heating pad and relax for 30–45 minutes. Use circular massage before applying the compress if mobility allows. The goal isn't just to deliver the oil, it's to create circulation, break up stagnation, and allow your lymphatic system to carry away cellular waste. Many older adults rotate this ritual: knees on Mondays, shoulders midweek, lower back on weekends. With consistency, stiffness starts to fade, pain reduces, and natural movement returns. Now let's revisit digestion, something that affects how you feel from sunrise to bedtime. There are 2 ways to use castor oil here: internal and external. Internally, start slowly. A 1/4 teaspoon of food-grade castor oil mixed into warm water or lemon water first thing in the morning. Do this once or twice a week, not daily. This encourages gentle bowel movement without dependency. If constipation is more chronic, try 1 teaspoon under supervision. Externally, apply a warm castor oil pack directly on the abdomen, especially around the belly button. Do this at night, ideally after dinner or before bed. This helps relax digestive muscles, supports liver detox, and reduces bloating. The process may seem simple, but the benefits, lighter digestion, regular elimination, and improved mood, are deeply felt. For circulation and skin health, the nightly routine is key. Massage warm castor oil into cold hands, feet, or calves before bed. This doesn't just warm the tissue, it brings blood to the surface, hydrates dry skin, and encourages lymph movement. Some like to add a pinch of baking soda to the oil or mix in a drop of lavender oil for added relaxation. After massaging, wrap the area in a soft towel and rest. This practice alone has helped many older adults regain warmth in their extremities, reduce swelling, and even restore softness and tone to aging skin. Now, if better sleep and nervous system balance is what you're after, castor oil again becomes a calming force. Begin with a few deep breaths to center yourself. Then warm a tablespoon of oil and gently rub it over your chest, just above the heart and across the upper belly. Use slow, circular motions. This physical touch sends a message to the vagus nerve, your body's natural calming switch, that it's safe to relax. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and place one hand over your heart. Do this 3 to 4 nights per week. The stillness created in this moment often carries over into a night of deeper, more restorative sleep. Over time, this ritual can become a cornerstone of emotional regulation and resilience. But what about safety? That's a good question. While castor oil is generally safe for topical use, you should always do a patch test on a small area of skin to rule out any allergic reaction. When using internally, only consume food-grade castor oil and start with minimal doses. Pregnant women should avoid internal use. Those with sensitive skin may want to avoid using essential oils or baking soda in their mixture. And here's something often overlooked: mindset. When you engage in these rituals with presence, not rushing, not multitasking, but really being with your body, you activate healing in ways that go beyond the physical. Each massage becomes an act of compassion. Each warm pack becomes an invitation for the body to unwind. This isn't just about treating symptoms. It's about remembering how to care for yourself. This process brings up a deeper truth that many of us forget. Aging doesn't mean disconnection. Aging doesn't mean surrender. It can be a season of deeper awareness, quieter strength, and gentler rhythms. Using castor oil and baking soda isn't about believing in magic. It's about believing in you, in your body's ability to regenerate, to respond to care, and to find its way back to balance. Think of these tools as bridges. Bridges back to the parts of yourself you may have lost touch with. The body that once felt energetic. The mind that once felt clear. The sleep that once came easily. You're not too late. You're not too old. These practices don't require perfection, just presence. Now let's briefly reflect on why baking soda, while humble, is so effective in this partnership. It helps neutralize acidic conditions in the body. Chronic inflammation often thrives in acidic environments. By subtly shifting the body's internal chemistry, either through drinking a diluted solution or massaging it into the skin, you're helping the body operate in a more balanced state. Combined with castor oil, the anti-inflammatory and pH-modulating effects complement each other beautifully. If you're overwhelmed by where to begin, start small. Pick one area, whether it's joint stiffness, hair thinning, or trouble sleeping, and choose a 3-night window. Prepare your materials in advance. Create a quiet, warm space. Set a timer. Make it a ritual. And observe. Pay attention to how your body responds, not just on day 1, but over weeks. Healing is rarely linear. Some days feel like progress. Others feel stagnant. What matters is your commitment to keep showing up. As this routine becomes part of your life, you may find other unexpected benefits. Clearer skin, calmer moods, reduced cravings, lighter mornings. These are signs that your body isn't just responding, it's restoring. You're not fighting illness, you're cultivating wellness. There's something empowering about that. You begin to reclaim agency over your health. You start to see that healing isn't something that happens to you, it's something you participate in. It's in your hands, quite literally. You don't need a fortune to begin. You don't need a diagnosis or a prescription. All you need is willingness, and the belief that healing can be quiet, steady, and real. That sometimes the things your grandmother whispered, the rituals your ancestors passed down, hold more wisdom than all the noise of modern wellness trends. So here's your invitation. Begin. Not perfectly, not dramatically, but intentionally. Let your next warm compress be the first step. Let your next scalp massage be the start of a new story. Let your next quiet moment with castor oil be the moment your body remembers. It still knows how to heal. And as you move forward, feel free to share. Your story matters. Others may be searching for hope, unsure whether something this simple could really work. Your experience could light the way. Thank you for taking this journey. May your path forward be filled with warmth, presence, and steady renewal.